Hi everyone, it's Heather Lisle here. Thank you so much for joining me today. This week's topic is about what's your top 5, and it's about gaining clarity about your goals, what you're trying to accomplish, and finding that accountability partner who will help kind of keep your toes to the fire, so to speak. My husband and I have this funny thing that we do with each other on occasion. We listen to a lot of music, and we'll be listening to some music or whatever, and I'll just ask, so what's your top 5 today? And he'll just rattle off a few songs off the top of his head, and we'll laugh about it. My kids have kind of come to the realization that they can participate in this as well. And my oldest will always ask me, so what's your top 5 today, Mom, if I'm in a silly mood? And he'll of course have something to say about how ZZ Top is probably in my top 5 or whatever. Anyway, it's pretty cute. But in all seriousness though, this past week I was talking with a client about getting clear on how she needed to allocate her time. As the leader, she's being stretched in a million different directions, which I'm sure you all can understand that, and it's so typical, right? But also as a leader, you have to prioritize your time and allocate those resources accordingly. As we've all heard many, many times, if you try to be everything to everyone, you accomplish being nothing to anyone. I remember in college, my good professors would only focus on 1 or 2 key concepts during a class time period. It kept things clear, kept us students focused and motivated, and frankly, our grades reflected the clarity of our professors as well too. In the nonprofit world, I've sat on countless boards when board members would consistently pull back the conversation to, okay, what's our one mission? What's the one thing that we're trying to achieve? Nonprofits have tendency to chase dollars, which is completely understandable. But if you're chasing dollars without focus on the mission, it can dilute your board, it can dilute your finances, it can dilute everything, your mission. In government, I can tell you that my former boss was crystal clear about her top initiatives to improve student performance. We had a plan, we had clear goals, and it was easy to communicate that message when you knew where you were ultimately headed. Personally, I can only keep track of maybe up to 3 activities per kid, and that might be stretching it just a little bit. Otherwise, I start losing track of who goes where. You get the drift. Too many things happening all at one time, it just gets really hard to manage. And clarity matters, and it matters big time. So I have a 2-step method that I use to keep clear, and I'm going to share it with you. Number 1, I have my top 3 to 5 goals that I set each week. Every Sunday, I bring out my planner and I bring out my calendar and I look ahead at the week and the month and sometimes the next few months, depending on my workflow. And instead of focusing on the never-ending to-do list, I focus on the big items that I need to spend time accomplishing over the next week and month. So that's number 1. Number 2, daily. I jot down a few things that I need to be sure and tend to. For example, I always have items that I've got to get done for clients, right? I also allocate time for me to think about those big ideas, big goals that I'm working on, and making sure that I set aside that time to be able to focus and to do what I need to do ultimately. Also, I'm going to share this. Sharing your goals with a partner is a great exercise to do. I found this to be a meaningful way to connect and have those deep, rich relationships when you're sharing your dreams with someone who truly cares and loves you. If it's not your partner, then maybe it's a close friend or a colleague at work. The point is, find a buddy. So find someone that you can talk to and who will help, hold you accountable as well too. The best thing about sharing with a partner is that accountability. It brings accountability to your big ideas. My husband knows exactly what I want for my business and for the organizations and people that I serve. He knows my heart better than anyone. He's also the first to support me when I'm having a tough day and reminds me why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I think we all need to be reminded of that too on occasion. So get clear on your top 3 to 5. And find a partner who will support you. Keep it simple and easy to manage, and you'll absolutely reap the rewards. So thanks so much for joining me, and I look forward to talking to you next week. All right, have a good one.